Bruno Fernandez.
Exactly.
Fernene. Um, yeah, man. this one, this
Magnifico.
one is it's a very it's a tricky topic. All right, and it's not only about should Bruno remain captain, but also just his performance in general. And do you think with Mason Mount returning, with Kobe who can play that number 10 position, Ericsson can play that number 10 position. So I want to tackle that first before we even get on to should he continue as United's captain. Bruno hasn't been good of late. You know, I think and I think it's a combination of two things. The first thing is what I mentioned last week about the captaincy, being on his shoulder, just burdening all this responsibility
Mm.
with United not playing very well. So I think he's overplaying, right? The second thing is I think he's looking more worse than he is because of the players that he's playing with, right? So sometimes you'd like in a game, obviously he does his Hollywood passes, right? But we're only going to remember that Hollywood pass that maybe converted into a chance or a goal, right? And it's unfortunate that Rashford has just been piss poor. So we end up not seeing like the ones that didn't get resulted and focus more on the ones that were completely mispassed. Because you'll find
I
a
think
lot of the time,
again,
like you'll find a lot of the time, like a good pass will come in, someone scores, you're like, who assisted? You know, and you'll be like, it was Bruno. You check what I
mm,
mean. But you miss that because you know that 9 times out of 10, when these guys are given good balls, they do nothing with it. You check what I'm saying. So I think he's like performance is being clouded by the inconsistencies and what the other players are doing because we are focusing on the person who's receiving the ball and what they're gonna do with it. It's very rare we unless that pass was just meant like Scott McTominay's pass to Garnacho during Everton. That thing was Perlo like, it was Messi like, it was like Xavi like McTominay. Since when did you make so those type of through passes? You know what I mean, fam? It was so meant. It was like how? But anyway, I don't want to get too much into it. But yeah, so we look at who's receiving the ball and what they're doing with the ball. So now you end up seeing Ganacho receiving the ball, maybe messes it up. We see Anthony that side or Rashford getting the ball, messing it up, whatever. And then we sort of like, oh, Bruno was quiet this match. And like Bruno wasn't
wasn't
quiet.
quiet.
He pinged so many passes. It's the guys who received the ball who fucked it up. You check what I mean? And then we only again see the ones that didn't get, to the players' feet. So I
But I
think
see
with Bruno, like so I think with the Bruno thing, it's just the thing of it's the players around him that are making him look much more worse than he actually is or underperforming. Let me not even say he's underperforming. He's just having good games. You
so
know what I mean? He's not necessarily
Pastor
having
D,
bad games. He's just having good games, but players around him are disappointing him.
Pastor D, what
Now
is
moving on,
happening? Let's go. One time. Can I get an amen? My guy,
amen.
you said now you are 100,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Mwah. Continue, continue. Sorry, I disturbed you.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on the performance side of things, right? So I'm sort of gonna tackle both these things, and then you can also give your input on it. That's my thing about his performance and people coming out there and saying Bruno, Bruno this, Bruno that. That's how I feel. How people are translating it in the wrong way. On the captaincy side of things, I don't know because present at this present time, I just don't see anyone else who's fit to hold the captaincy mantle. But again, because like the other players are not, complementing Bruno, not being, you know what I mean, this cohesive team, I think because he's naturally the captain, it looks bad on his part. And then naturally people start to question, should he be captain because the team is not performing? And you always look to the captain, the team leader, in order for things to get ticking on the pitch. But he, just like the manager, is not responsible for players' consistency. He's not responsible for players' performances. That's on every single individual. But as soon as those guys collectively as a unit are all playing well together, it's very easy for the captain to step in and make things happen because everyone's on the same wavelength, right? So with him being captain, like I said, I don't think there's any other contenders to be captain. Ole mentioned that Maguire makes a great captain, because he has got all the captaincy qualities. It was just unfortunate that he just went through a bad time
mm,
in his career, that ended up, resulting in him being stripped of that captain.
mm.
But I think at that time when he was, you know,
Okay.
playing well for United in the first 2, 3 seasons for United, quite rightfully so, he deserved that captaincy. I had no problem with him being captain. No one questioned it. Everyone only started like, getting angry when his performances dipped, and then he became this Harry Maguire that we
Iko no,
know of him today.
Iko no.
Then it became very toxic, and it's just unfortunate that it's just how the football world operates. Very emotional fan base. But yeah, man, at this present time, I don't see who else. Because for me, it wouldn't make sense giving the captaincy back to Maguire. Doesn't make sense. So at this present time, it's Bruno or no one else. So should he remain United's captain? In my opinion, yes, he should. But at the same time, I employ the United players around him to assist them. You know what I mean? They need to help their captain do the best job that he can do by them remaining fit, by them remaining consistent. Sorry, and making sure that the performances are good week in week out.
Mm.
They need to make him look good. You see, like the way the strikers at City have made De Bruyne the player that he is. If it wasn't for Aguero, if it wasn't for Haaland, De Bruyne's not. If De Bruyne had Rashford, you think De Bruyne's gonna be the De Bruyne he is today? Like Rashford, how many passes do I need to ping to you in order for
Iko.
you to be scoring goals? You check what I'm saying. So sometimes it's not about the guy who's supplying the ball; it's just about the guy who needs to finish. I mean, just imagine if Pogba had Rasmus. We would be having a different conversation about Pogba today. Pogba was doing the same thing like Bruno, finding the players, giving them all these mint passes, doing nothing with it. Even during the Lukaku era, Lukaku had a great first season. Second season, Lukaku wasn't doing fuck all, you know.
That-
So yeah, man, your opinion.
those Timberland boots were on the second season,
Hey, man.
trapping the ball. So,
What say you, man, of the Bruno situation?
man, Bruno is my captain through and through. Like I've never like when he came into United, I looked at him. Yeah, I know we had
Mm,
David De Gea. I mean, if David De Gea was still here, I think in terms of
yeah,
seniority and just legend status, David De Gea deserves to
yeah,
be captain. But then, does David De Gea
yeah,
have that thing in him? You know,
yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean. David De Gea, he's vocal,
yeah,
but I don't think
yeah,
captain-ish. He's a senior player.
yeah, yeah,
Player that you can rely on,
yeah,
like the senior player that you can rely on to get the other guys going.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Bruno for
yeah.
him, for me, bro,
Mm,
the first time I saw this guy was love at first sight. This guy comes
yeah,
in,
yeah,
does
yeah.
his thing, and I always have this
And
thing for players that change it.
mm,
An individual player
yeah,
adds so much to a team. That is
yeah,
an ability that you just can like you can't train it. You can't teach that. You have it
yeah,
or you don't. There are certain players who just get
yeah,
into a team. Man, I'm not comparing Bruno to this player, but I want to make people understand what I'm talking about. Jude Bellingham.
yeah,
You understand what I mean?
yeah,
Jude.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
have
No, I get
what is this? Jamal Musiala for Bayern Munich. You know, that kid.
you. Yeah,
He's got this,
yeah,
you've got Pascal Gross for Brighton.
yeah,
You've got
yeah,
Odegaard for Arsenal. These are players that when you're watching them, bruh, they're just, like
yeah, yeah,
has got all of that and he's got ability.
yeah.
He's got
True.
ability. And to make matters worse,
Yeah,
in that United camp, in that United squad,
yeah.
when you look at it,
Mm,
the only captains were Varane, because Varane captained
mm,
France. Casemiro is captain of
yeah,
Brazil, but he was never captain at Real Madrid. Uh,
yeah.
Harry Maguire was not captain at Leicester.
Leicester or
Onana
England.
wasn't captain at anywhere. Who else? It
Yeah,
goes on. Bruno was the captain of Sporting
yeah,
Lisbon. Bruno was
Yeah.
captain of the team before he was tipped to be captain in the team before Sporting Lisbon. So that captain
Yeah.
aspect of Bruno, that quality,
Yeah.
he's a captain. He's a captain. It
Yeah.
just there is no I don't know. I don't know. And the funny thing is
Yeah.
about Bruno, you remove Bruno, like you take that
Mm.
he embraces it. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if he's the next captain of Portugal. I wouldn't be.
Mm. Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's
Yeah.
I'm sure he has done the captaincy armband for Portugal once or twice. I don't
Dude,
know. When Cristiano Ronaldo was not
let
there.
me tell you something.
Correct me, I
Let me
don't
tell
know.
you something, né?
Eh,
I think he has done the captain when Ronaldo hasn't played.
eh,
He has been the default backup captain. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you why Bruno won't be captain of Portugal.
mm.
Because Bruno and Ronaldo are gonna retire at the same time, my guy. Ronaldo is gonna play at Portugal till he dies. I'm telling you, fam. Bruno will not get that opportunity, unfortunately. 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 As much as we want to see Bruno captain for Portugal.
So slow, scoring 50
Yeah.
goals. This guy just scored Al Nassr.
Dude.
I know CR7 needs to
Yeah.
fucking relax, say. 50 goals for Al
Dude,
Nassr.
you need to calm down.
He's on his way to
Dude.
ascension. Meaning
Yeah.
he that guy. No, you're right.
Madness.
Yeah, no,
Madness.
if you put it like that, it's a wrap for Bruno. You'll
Eh,
never see that.
it's a wrap for Bruno. You're never. But yeah, I distracted you. Keep going. Eh,
Like, I was doing the math, and I'm like, but wait.
yeah.
CR7 is at least a decade over than Bruno, a decade and some change.
Mm.
What is Tinder on?
Yeah, yeah,
Then
yeah.
I remember that, oh, he's comparing him to CR7.
Mm.
CR7 is going to play until he's
Dude,
60. So, yeah,
dude.
like, I
Until he literally, until he physically
not,
can't.
yeah.
That's the only time I see Ronaldo retiring.
You saw that?
Because I honestly believe Messi will retire before
I do
Ronaldo.
believe so.
Honestly, I
I
believe
think
it.
so too.
I
I
believe it.
think so. You
Yeah.
remember that interview for,
I think in a season or
you
two.
remember the
Yeah, yeah.
interview
Go
for
ahead.
TT when he was saying the day he realized that he was done playing?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanted him to run or something.
Mm,
The guy
mm.
looked at it like, yo,
Dude. Just like it's time. Dude. Like my time has come. I want to, but my legs are refusing. They don't want. They're like, nah, fam. Mm-mm. Calm down. Mm,
captain material through and through. That guy knows how to
mm.
absorb pressure. He knows how to deal with it. Like, have you ever noticed when people are complaining about a player that is like, oh, throwing this, doing this? It That's all it just ends at. They will just complain say that this
Yeah,
guy is throwing his hand, but you have got no idea what
yeah,
this guy's doing. Bruno is the best. I mean, not the
true.
best captain we have had, no, but
Yeah,
in light of the situation that have been at United, I couldn't have picked a better captain for us. I mean, if Bruno wasn't at United and Casemiro came in, that captaincy is going to Casemiro.
hundred
You know
percent,
what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Or Varane,
100%.
or Roberto
Yeah,
Carlos, or who else?
sure. Mm,
Now, I would
not sure. Not sure about Lucho.
I would give Shaw the
Not sure
I
about.
would give Shaw the captaincy only for what's the seniority. Luke Shaw has been in the bro. Luke Shaw's
I get
interviews
that. I get
are
that.
some of the best that I've watched. They've given some of the best
Yeah,
insights into what is happening in the club with the players, how they play.
yeah,
He anyway, yeah, I see where you're disagreeing, but I would like you to just add it.
yeah,
Yeah, what is
yeah.
it about?
Man, I don't really want to add. I don't really want to add anything, but
Okay, but what is it about
I
Shaw
don't see
that you
it.
don't see captain material?
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know. He for me, he doesn't seem like a leader, you know?
Oh, really?
For me, he just seems like yeah, I don't see Luke Shaw as a leader. I just see him as I don't
It's
know, man.
football.
I see him I
Oh,
see him I see him more as like a like a manager. Like, not a manager in that sense, but like a manager, maybe a coordinator. Maybe a coordinator is the best word to use.
mhm.
But someone who you just huh? Yeah. So someone who you just say like what you call this? Like, okay, Luke Shaw, I want you to I want to be late for training session. Do you mind if you can just like do all the stuff, you know what I mean? Get the boys to do the usual routine, whatever, whatever, whatever. And it's like, sure, boss. He gets there, guys. Manager said we should do this. So let's start with our usual drills, XYZ, 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 you know. But I don't see him in a leadership position for him to like that stuff comes from him, you know.
I
I
see.
think he'll be sitting down with all the
Mm.
players and be like, "Yeah, I'm also waiting for the manager." Do you get what I mean? But I
Really?
see Bruno like, yes, I see
Wow.
Bruno like he's all the I see Bruno like sitting. I see Bruno. I see Maguire. I even see Scott McTominay. They're all waiting for the manager and he's late. Either three of them, either one of the three, stand up and say, "All right, guys, while the manager is taking his time to come, don't you think we should do X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z until he comes?" I see those three players doing it. I don't see Luke Shaw doing it. But I trust Luke Shaw to do it if I tell him, get the team to do it. I see other players, you tell them, they'll be like, nah, fam. Like, that's someone else to do it. I don't want to be that guy. You get what I mean?
You know why I picked Luke Shaw?
Yeah.
Because Luke Shaw lets his
Okay.
football talk. That's the one thing I
Yeah.
love about Luke Shaw. Ever since his tumultuous relationship with Mourinho, he has been letting his football
Yeah.
talk. This guy
Yeah.
is just like Three Lang Park. Bro,
Yeah.
left wing, up, down, same pace. I don't know. It shows
Yeah.
he his football gives me a lot of it gives me courage to give him a lot of responsibility. That I can't like what you said, like you don't see him being that guy. I see him being that guy. I
Yeah.
see Luke Shaw when the guys are just there chilling. Like if in that scenario, ne, I just see him going to take the cones,
Mm.
just putting them, and then everybody just be like, hey, we'll be like,
Yeah.
yo, guys, like, can we? I see that. I actually see it, and it's strange. Like I feel like
Mm.
Luke Shaw is one of the most mature guys in United. Like you
100%.
understand?
100%.
Like he has got this.
Yeah.
It's strange. I can't explain it, but
I get what you mean. Like I 100% get what you mean without even explaining
yeah,
it. I get it. And I'm not saying that and I'm not saying what you call this.
no, like
That's why I try to give that
yeah,
same like
yeah,
training
yeah.
example, you know. When I meant just chilling and blomming, I meant like not in a sense of
Not taking action, basically.
not taking action
Yeah.
exactly.
You,
Do you get what I mean? So
but I see
hims
him do that well.
himself,
Yeah.
himself, he can start the training by himself or
Mm.
whatever, you know. But I just don't see him like looking around and being like, "All right, let me huddle up the boys." You get what I
I
mean?
agree.
I don't see it, you know.
He,
Yeah,
he,
but if
he
he's
leads
told
by
to, I see him saying, "Yeah, cool. Let me get it
yeah.
started." You check.
He leads by
Yeah.
example, and just because of that, maybe that's
Yeah.
why I just think it's natural to give him. And I think usually certain players like that, just because we don't see it, it could even elevate him.
Mm.
Because he's been given this
Yeah.
responsibility, he might even become even more of a beast.
True.
But he
Exactly.
definitely, to me, I see those qualities.
Yeah.
It's just a moment. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of saying, okay, Luke Shaw, we've seen what you've done. We think
Mm.
you deserve to be the captain. My guy, take here's the captaincy. I think he's not going to run away from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He will embrace it. Will
Yeah.
elevate it. He's,
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
players, I think you give them that responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
true. True.
yeah,
True. They'll be like, nah,
yeah,
fam. I just wanna be at the back,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. All right. Any last things you want to say on the Bruno situation? I
Listen,
think my ultimate answer is that you should continue being United's captain,
yes.
and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Bruno is frustrating everybody. I get it. But I implore people to watch what he does because I hate the way people watch football.
Yeah.
D. YouTube football. There's a lot of
Mm.
YouTube football, and these are the things. Like the stories that we're always debating and what are from people who are YouTube watchers, people who don't watch
Yeah.
football, understand.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, Bruno can have
Mm.
a bad game where he doesn't provide an assist and a goal. But my
Yeah.
God, if you watch the things that he's doing, the chances that he's trying to create, like you said, D, he's surrounded by players
Mm.
that maybe are below his standards. If he's in a position or
Yeah.
in a thing, I picture. Remember those, those pings that Bruno likes, those cross pings, where he's from the left and he
Yeah.
puts it to the right. I picture him giving Mo
Yeah.
Salah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
picture Bruno giving those balls to Mo Salah and Mo Salah getting there, or
Mm.
Diaz getting there
Good.
and utilizing the balls. A lot of the chances that
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandez has created at United, they've not been dealt
Mm.
with. Now you can
Yeah.
very easy to say, okay, the whole team as a collective are doing this, cool. But those individuals that didn't put those goals to bed, we know
Yeah.
who they are. We know who they are. Our
Yeah.
front three this season
True.
has been a disaster. Now,
Yeah.
you look at the chances that Bruno has created this season. D,
Mm.
the chances that he has created this season, they are less than last
Yeah.
season, but they're on
Yeah.
par. Like he is consistent with his pursuit to provide and create chances. That is what you always get from
Yeah.
Bruno. Whether it's a Hollywood pass that doesn't
Yeah.
make it, whether it is a you that is what you will get. But
Yeah.
people they've got no patience for that. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
People want him
Yeah.
out. He's the easy scapegoat when the team,
Exactly.
like last time when we got beaten by Liverpool and he was throwing his hands, oh, he wanted to be substituted. This. It's very easy because
Mm.
he's the captain. But I implore people
Yeah.
to watch what he does. See,
Yeah. Pay
yeah,
attention.
pay attention. If he's really giving you,
Mm.
if you see Bruno, every ball that he gets, he loses it. Every ball that he gets, he misplaces it. Then we can sit down. I will tell
Mm.
you that yes, you're right. I will
Yeah.
tell you because I
Yeah.
see it. But then
Mm.
if you come here
Yeah.
that because he missed one chance or one, come on, grow up. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
leave our captain,
No, 100%.
our Magnifico. I love Bruno. I love Bruno.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love
All
my
right.
captain. I love my captain. I mean, he's not vintage old school Man United esque captain, but for what the
Yeah.
nonsense that we have, man, I'm holding
Yeah.
on to him.
No, I got you.
Yeah.